Okay, I'm going to make the evil queen for the Halloween Scarecrow Festival at Thanksgiving Point this year. So I printed off some pictures of her. And here's the frame of her body. So there's her head, and this is her back. Comes down. I'll have a big cloak that goes all over this. This top bar a hand will be on the end of that, and an apple will be in her hand. This bottom bar, there will be a basket in her hand with other apples. So this is the first framework of the witch. Okay, so I bought a styrofoam head at the hobby store, and I used pastelina clay and flattened it out and then placed it over the head and formed the face. And then I got little pieces of the clay and looked at the picture of the witch and tried to make it look as close to the witch as possible. And this took quite a while, going back and forth, trying to make it look realistic. And this part was a lot harder than I thought. But as I just started going for it and then made adjustments as I needed. So there I'm placing the eyes, and I actually ended up carving a hole in the styrofoam and doing the eyes different. Here's the nose. The nose was the fun part because she has such a big witch-like looking nose. And so I tried to make it as close as possible. Okay, so I added the cheekbones and I placed the eyes on there, and I formed the mouth, but it just didn't feel like it was coming together quite right. I mean, it looked like the picture, kind of, but it didn't quite look right. And so after doing a little bit of adjusting, I finally figured out what I needed to do. So I carved actual mouth into the styrofoam. And then I actually carved some holes where the eyes would go. And it started to look more realistic.
Thanks.
And actually like the witch. Once I was happy with the shape of the witch's face, I got some Mod Podge and I painted a thick layer of Mod Podge onto the witch, and then I painted another thick layer of Mod Podge onto the witch. And then the final step was to paint it. So I tried to get some skin colored paint, this color of the witch's skin, and just started to go to town painting it. And that part was fun. And here's what it looks like after it was all painted and I placed it on the frame. And it really started to come to life. And it looked kind of scary, actually. And I was excited to add the last details. So here I added a garbage bag, a pillow first, and then a garbage bag over the pillow. So it kind of gave her like a humpback kind of look. And as I added the garbage bag, I taped it to the frame so that it would hold really well.
Okay, so I added a wig. This is kind of what it will look like. And she's got her cloak on, and then I've got to put a hand reaching out with an apple in it, and then the bottom pole is for a basket. She'll be holding a basket of apples. So it's coming together.
All right, I have this hand. I wrapped the hand of the witch in this medical tape stuff. And so I'm going to wrap this hand with it too, so it gives the same color as her face here. All right, here's the final product. I think it turned out pretty good. Here's her scary face and her apple and her basket and her hunchback. Took me a while, but pretty awesome.